Bro, get the freak off my screen, G. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Jay Willie Silly, man. AKA Mr. Take It Easy. For you end up life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch in the description down below. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay, it's in the description down below. If y'all do want to go look at my animals, all my animal reactions, bro, it is in the playlist section. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of videos for y'all over there. You know what I mean? So I feel like y'all honestly would enjoy that. But we got the mother of quadruplets was bitten in half by a great white shark, man. Let's get into the video, man.
In this episode, Terry Cartwright,
bitten in half?
a 5-year-old mother of 5, is excited to be scuba diving after more than a year off. Surrounded by playful sea lions.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this right here isn't amusing. Like this right here, it's not amusing to me. These are freaking monsters, freaking creatures.
To be scuba diving after more than a year off. Surrounded by playful sea lions gliding silently by, she descends into crystal clear waters.
F that.
Momentarily, she pauses to equalize her ears. A pause that costs her her life.
Shoot!
Hit that like button and subscribe right now. This is the terrifying shark attack of Terry Cartwright. Welcome to Final Afflictions.
Okay, ain't gonna lie, I'm rapping again. Ain't gonna lie, Billy.
Saturday, June 5th, 1993. Husband and wife Ian and Terry Cartwright were heading out to sea with their 5 children. Ian was skippering the Australian maritime college vessel Riveresco in the Bass Strait just off of the Tasmanian coast. They were headed to the Barrenjoey seal convoy on 10th Island. This island is an uninhabited granite outcrop, home to a large breeding colony of Australian sea lions. With up to 400 sea lion pups born every year, the area is a nature reserve offering some excellent diving and snorkeling experiences. Conserving this habitat is important to marine biodiversity and scientific research.
You trying to bite this nigga head? Heck no, boy.
Conserving this habitat is important to marine biodiversity and scientific research. Terry Cartwright worked with staff in the Australian
sea lions not dangerous
at the University of Tasmania. The other divers on board Riveresco included Stephen Ears, a marine fisheries lecturer at the college, and his colleague, Josephine Osborne. Stephen had invited Terry and Josephine along to enjoy the research he was conducting and observe the behavior of the sea lions. Terry was eager to join in and experience the interactions with the sea lions. They were well known in the area for being very interactive with divers, often displaying playfulness and coming very close to the people in the water. Terry asked Ian to anchor in a channel on the southern side of the island. Ian motored the boat to the spot and released the anchor chain. The depth reader read 15 meters, and they're about 150 meters from the mainland. Ian and Terry's children leaned over the side of the boat and watched as the anchor splashed into the water and disappeared into the depths. With the calm seas, it was easy for Terry, Stephen, and Josephine to put on their gear. Terry slipped into a 2-piece wetsuit. She pulled the hood up over her head and slipped into her yellow fins. Stephen lifted her yellow air cylinder onto her back, and Terry clipped it up. Stephen dropped into the water first. He signaled that it was okay to the rest of the crew, and he began swimming away from the boat. Second to enter the water was Terry, closely followed by Josephine.
It's just, you know what I'm saying, honestly, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna lie, if another person, bro, all right, man, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, like I was saying, though, man, I feel like the ocean was not created for us to swim in, honestly. I feel like that's why we have pools, swimming pools, you know what I mean? Honestly, I feel like, you know, the ocean is nothing for us to be in, you know what I mean? There's no reason for, I just feel like God designed it for the sea lions, for the great white sharks, you know what I mean? Like, God gave us land, he gave them the ocean, you know what I mean? If he wanted us to be in the ocean, he would have put us in the ocean, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you be exploring things, right? You're exploring freak, you know what I mean? Slobbering mouth in the fire, you know what I mean? Hopefully y'all ain't see that, just spit out the whole glob of spit, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I was saying, though, you feel me? I feel like if he wanted humans to be in the ocean, he would have made us in the ocean. He would have let us be that. He would have made the ocean right. Excuse me, y'all. I don't like getting tongue tied, so excuse me for losing my marbles. So you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I was saying though, man, you know, the ocean is not what we're supposed to explore. You know what I mean? We have swimming pools for a reason. So stay your little stupid jackass self in the swimming pool. You know what I mean? But what humans try to do, humans try to go in here playing with sea lions and great white sharks.
Was an experienced scuba diver, but hadn't been in the water for over a year. She was excited to be back amongst the marine wildlife that she loved so much. Once in the water, Terry signaled that she was okay, but she was fumbling with her equipment. She bobbed about on the surface as she tried to adjust the regulator in her nose. Assuming Terry was close behind them, Stephen and Josephine began swimming on the surface of the water towards 10th Island. As they did so, seals came swimming up to them, their whiskered faces merely inches from their masks. Stephen ducked his head underwater. Below them, the sea lions were darting about, swimming up to the diver's feet and then swimming back down. The sea was a hive of activity. Terry's husband, Ian, and another crew member, Ian Rinkin, both shouted at Terry, signaling for her to hurry up and catch up to the others. She was lagging behind, and it was safer for them to stick together as a group. Finally, Terry sorted out her equipment and turned around to see her friends 20 meters away. She swam to catch up. Despite not being in the water for a long time, Terry was a fit 35-year-old and caught up to the others in no time. The three of them bobbed on the surface together for a few moments before descending just meters from the rocks of 10th Island. As they dropped beneath the ocean's surface, Terry marveled at the scenery. The visibility was fantastic, and she watched as the sea lions glided by effortlessly. Stephen and Josephine made it to the bottom of the ocean and looked up to see Terry paused in her descent. Terry felt the pressure build in her ears. She pinched her nose and blew, but nothing happened. Each time she continued to dive deeper, the pressure in her ears grew. She tried again and again to equalize her ears.
Yeah, ain't cute to me. I mean, none of them niggas cute to me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Them monsters to me. They're monstrous to me. You know what I mean? Ain't cute to me at all. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that little cute little sea lion. Oh, look at her.
She tried again and again to equalize her ears.
Terrified!
Suddenly, from out of nowhere, she was hit with an incredible force.
She
knocked the air from her lungs as she was thrown through the water. The regulator was ripped from her mouth and an explosion of bubbles surrounded her. Stephen and Josephine hovered just above the sea floor, shocked as they saw a 15-foot great white shark torpedo directly into Terry.
Why is everybody so surprised? You know what I mean? Nigga, I'm not surprised that, why everybody like, oh my God, Terry, oh my God, I can't believe what's happening. You're in the ocean, bro. Like, I don't understand why people be so surprised when shark attacks happen. Nigga, you in their home. Like, what the freak? You're in their home. What you gonna do? You gonna go kill the shark? You know what I'm saying? You gonna finna go in the ocean and kill? That's the thing. You humans think y'all run everything, bro. Y'all think y'all run everything. Y'all try to go in there and you don't see them invading in our home. Do you see sharks on land? Do you see sea lions on land? Do you see any of them try to invade our land? But look at you humans. Boy, y'all think y'all just run the world, do you, boy? I mean, we do. You know what I mean? But go in that ocean, I bet you run the land. You don't run the ocean. You feel me? You go in that ocean you want to, man. You finna get bitten in half by a great white shark. Now you think you tough. Go in that ocean. Go in the middle of the ocean. Let me show you. That's what tough is. That's tough. You know what I mean? Straight up, boy. Y'all folks don't know your limits, though. Humans try to go explore everything. They don't know how to just, you know, humans think they just own everything. Oh, yeah, we own the ocean. You know what I mean? I can go in the ocean. I can go swim in the ocean anytime I feel like, all right, see what happens to you.
15-foot great white shark torpedoed directly into Terry. Disoriented, Terry wheeled around as the shark came at her once more. Its enormous mouth clamped down around her torso, and she let out a muted cry. Air bubbles escaping from her mouth. Stephen and Josephine looked on in horror as a shadow of red engulfed their friend.
Look at that teeth.
Looked on in horror as a shadow of red.
Look at that, man. Look at that teeth, man. Look at that. Imagine that gulping inside. Oh, my God. Look at that teeth. God. Just look at that, man. Y'all see that? Imagine that bulging inside of you. You know how strong their teeth? Do you know how strong a great white shark is? Do you know how strong their teeth? Look at this. You see how sharp that is? You telling me I'm finna go swimming in the ocean with this? This in the ocean? This is in the ocean. And white people, bro, they just be swimming in the ocean like they the only ones in that mud. You only gonna see white people swimming in lakes. You only gonna see white people swimming in the ocean. Nigga, I ain't never going in the beach. I would go to the beach, but nigga, I'm not going in that mud. I'm not going in the beach. I'm not going in the water, nigga. I swim in swimming pools, but nigga, I'm not swimming in the ocean, nigga. Think I'm finna swim in there with something like this? Look at this. We're amongst beasts, man. Got all type of stuff like this in the ocean. You think I'm finna swim in the ocean with something like this?
Engulfed their friend.
Nigga, please.
As the shark ravaged her, thrashing her body around.
And the sharks don't have no sympathy. You know what I mean? Sharks don't have a conscience. You keep biting, you keep smelling that blood, you want more blood. He don't feel sorry about killing you. You know what I mean? You're food to him.
They hid behind the underwater rocks, hardly daring to peek over the top. The sea lions all dispersed, swimming away or leaping out of the water onto the island. The two divers froze in terror. They desperately wanted to reach Terry, but they couldn't see where the shark was. Then, as Stephen decided to make a dash towards Terry's limp body, they saw the toothy grin of the shark emerge through the red-stained murkiness. Its powerful tail drove it through the water at 16 miles per hour. 16. Its top lip curled backwards as its immense jaws opened once more and grabbed hold of Terry again. It dragged her deeper and deeper until Terry was out of sight. Stephen and Josephine made a dash for the island and resurfaced as quickly as they could.
It's over with.
Ian and the children had been watching from the boat. They had seen a commotion but were unaware of the horror that had occurred in the depths. When Stephen and Josephine frantically made it out of the water and onto 10th Island, they shouted and screamed at Ian to bring the boat over. Knowing there was some kind of emergency and seeing that Terry hadn't resurfaced, Ian Cartwright and Ian Rinkin jumped into the 11-foot dinghy and rowed as quickly as they could to the island. Hearing the heart-stopping news of his wife, the distraught Ian took charge and searched the area in his boat for over half an hour.
Bro,
He then had to deliver the devastating news to their 6-year-old quadruplets and 11-month-old son who were waiting patiently on the boat.
Nothing you can do about that.
With no sign of Terry above the water, Ian radioed Bell Bay for help and a sea and air search was initiated.
Bro, it's over with, bro. It's nothing you humans can do, bro. Like, bro, that woman is under, like, the water. Do you know how deep that is? It's only so far humans can go in the ocean, bro. That woman probably, like, I'm saying, humans thinking they, like, look at them. They thinking they can do something about it. They can't do nothing about it, bro. It's a whole different world now, bro. That woman probably 100 feet in the ocean. That woman dead, bro. She done. If I know my mother got taken by a great white shark, oh, mama gone. Mama gone. I ain't finna try to search for mama. Mama gone. The harsh reality is mama gone. Mama ain't coming back no more. You think I'm finna, what you think I'm finna do? I'm finna go dive in. Mama! Think I'm finna die with mama? Shoot, nigga, please. Mama gone. Jay ain't finna go after mama. Mama gone.
During the afternoon, pieces of Terry's wetsuit surfaced a kilometer away from the attack site. One of her legs with the yellow fin still attached was also pulled from the sea. No other trace of Terry was ever found. When we enter the enchanting underwater world of the marine environment, we must always remember that we are amongst predators of all kinds and that this is their domain, not ours. With an abundance of prey in the waters off 10th Island, great white sharks frequent the area. They typically take young sea lion pups that are inexperienced in the water. Any injured sea lions or stragglers are easy pickings for a 15-foot great white. As Terry had paused midway in the water column, suspended briefly as she tried to equalize her ears, she may have been interpreted as a struggling sea lion. Dressed predominantly in black and amongst swarms of sea lions, many believe that it was a case of mistaken identity. A devastating and heartbreaking case of mistaken identity that led Terry Cartwright to her horrifying final affliction.
Nigga talking about kill all them sharks. Bro, you're not killing all them sharks, bro. You know when I mean it's millions of sharks, bro, shit, bro, you can't even go down, like, bro,